Welcome, I'm your host Cinder Shadow, and welcome to This Week in Magic. I've got a few stories that I've located this week. Some bigger stuff has happened. We've got some updates for Arena, a story on the Masters set that's coming out, a cheater from the past that's trying to come back to the game, and a loss of a YouTube personality from the game, which I believe in itself is quite detrimental and is a big loss, and a lot of people should be upset about that. MTG Arena this week had a large update. They now have direct challenge. You can see my number there is Cinder Shadow number 66681. Shoot me a Twitter DM or a Discord DM if you want to play, and we'll try and set it up. This is one of the newest things that are out for Arena. There's also been some UI changes. If you go into the decks, they've changed the little tabs here. Now it's a little one not collected, a big shiny one if collected, and if it's in the deck, it lights up like a LED bulb. So that's kind of nice. It's a little bit easier to distinguish, I think. The mana colors are a little bit bigger and easier to read. However, it looks like it's a little bit more... they're bigger, easier to read, but it's not as clear, if you understand. It's not like the 1080p that I'm shooting in right now. It is kind of nice with the gold cards. The Lotus, once again, is still there, but you still go through the collected and not collected. I would suggest that better if you're deck building. And then the land symbol changed, but it's not really a huge amount that changed there. I know they've sped up certain animations, like when you're playing a land or certain spells, where the spell cast is a lot faster than what it was before, and that's quite nice. The other thing, you can see packs in store. Still have the welcome bundle here. Currency, yeah, so there isn't too much more that they've updated there, but it is nice to see the improvements. We now have an event calendar, which is nice to see. The direct challenge, and now they're doing the advertising in here. So you got resources where it gives you the Twitch channel, and a few more ways on how to build a deck. You know, stuff that's going to really help the beginner player now. There's also an advertisement here for the guild pack, which I think this is amazing, and they're even telling you that there is a code to unlock all 5 of those unique to the guild in the gift pack for Arena. We got a story about a old cheater that regrets what he did. His name is Fabrizio Artinia. He cheated at Magic, and this is the story of what he did, what was going on through his mind, and how the experience of getting suspended changed my mentality. I will try and link this below. This is quite a long post. He got DQ'd at Grand Prix Manchester in 2016, and then suspended 18 months a week after. He was cheating by mana weaving. If you don't know what that is, it's there's the double nickel cheat, where you take your lands and the rest of your deck, put all the lands on top of your deck, and then you pile shuffle them in 5 piles, and you do it twice. When you do it twice, it mana weaves it perfectly every time. And this goes on to say he did this for earlier rounds, so when he was going up against the less experienced players, it would get him past those less experienced players to the more experienced players where he felt he belonged. So the mentality of always needing to succeed and always needing to win, once again, is showing why a lot of these pro players are cheating. They can't accept the losses for what they are. They can't accept the game for what it is. And they just want to get and be on the winning high or the excitement of a really well played out match that a lot of times you will see more in the higher levels of a Grand Prix, PPTQs, and the such. They live off the little bit of adrenaline that comes with it. Now, he says, this goes on to say that he knew what he was doing. He was mana weaving, pile shuffling very little, and then when they would cut it, it would still create the illusion that he shuffled it, but at the same time he hadn't shuffled it very well. He didn't actually get to the point where it would actually shuffle it 100% of the time. So he started in 2015-2016 season on a hot run, winning GP London first weekend, making top 16 at Prague 2 weeks after that, and then going a 15-0 Swiss rounds at Madrid 2 weeks after that. So he went on this little bit of a hot streak, and then he got the rush of endorphins and the rush of winning, and then suddenly it became that's all he can do. That's all he focuses on. And that's what we've seen in a lot of these. And I know personally I've seen it where people will have to win, and it's week after week after week, and they just have that rush, and they need that feeling that it wins. They hold on to something that they shouldn't hold on to. You know, you want to go there, you want to have fun, and that's the key. And I think a lot of these bigger tournaments, the entry form is so extravagant. Now you're putting up $50 to $100, sometimes $200 to enter these larger tournaments, and now you go, well, I've already paid $200 or $100 to be here. I have to win. I need a reason to justify me spending that money in the first place. By you spending that money, you got to accept that you're paying for the experience and not paying to win. You're going to lose some games, and it can't be helped. Everyone gets screwed in the game, and you got to accept that. So he goes on saying he felt entitled to win these matches. No one's entitled to win these matches. If you play and you get the shitty end of the stick, it's going to happen. You just got to realize that it's going to happen. You can't win everything. You might have the best deck out there, but there's still the randomization of getting mana screwed or mana flooded, or getting too much removal or not enough removal. It's the way the game is, and it's finding that balance in the game. Apparently it was people heard it was an honest mistake that it happened, and he got caught up in the moment, and that's why he lied. Goes on to say, this is a long time after. He was caught in 2016. This was posted November 16th, 2018. Him posting this. It goes on. He's also saying, why should we accept him back into the community? And he's saying he's changed. Cheaters can change. We've heard the song and dance a lot. He's served his time at this point. Let the guy come back. If he gets caught again, that's when you slap it down harder. And, everyone belongs to play. Everyone longs to play this game. And everyone should be allowed to. And if you get caught cheating, there shouldn't be such a... You shouldn't look down on these guys, because the mentality that's there is part of the game. And Wizards of the Coast says inducted these people into the game and pushed this must-win attitude. And now we're seeing sets come out, and these sets are being built and funneled around the money value of it. And the second you put too much value on the cards, on the money and the aspect, you get this mentality saying you have to win, you're entitled to win, and that's the problem here. Another thing that was announced this week at the New Zealand Mint is coming soon, these officially licensed collectible coins celebrating the worldwide trading card game Magic the Gathering. The coins are made from 1 ounce of pure silver, and there's only 5,000 available worldwide. They come complete with a numbered certificate of authenticity, a complimentary themed packaging. So they've come out now with a Liliana version of the Jace coin. If you remember the Jace coin from years past. It looked like this. They were limited, and they're still probably under the original selling price of what they were. It is nice to see there is a new coin coming out as Liliana, so expect more of these in the future. Now that we have a second one, they're going to continue making these. It looks cool. I'm surprised they didn't pick Liliana and of the Veil, because that's the most well-known Lily. But the Last Hope is a pretty decent card, and the artwork for it is okay. So that's another thing to watch out for in the future. They'll probably price it a little bit more aggressively than the last one that they had. Another thing that I came across this week, well, more or less today, I got the email for this. MTG Ultimate Masters Booster Box. $254.99 from Massdrop. If this is showing up on Massdrop, the supplies are substantial. Like Iconic Masters and Masters 25, this is going to be a large print run if it's showing up at Massdrop this quickly. This is obviously still on pre-order. Drop will release on December 7th. Open to all customers, domestic and international. And they go on to show a few things here. It's not something that I would have expected to be here if it was such a limited run. But for it to already be showing up on Massdrop, this does not bode well for the set. Anything that shows up here usually means it's been printed to oblivion. So beware, do not overpay for this set. $254.99 is well below MSRP of $335.76. So now looking at that $335.76, are you going to see stores like Massdrop saying this is a percentage off of the value? So, cutting it into 2/3, so about 30% off is what it is from the MSRP price. It could be a trick. They've just increased it so they can say it's cheaper at the store level. But once again, don't overpay for Ultimate Masters. This is Mike Hatcher. He was a YouTube personality for the game of Magic the Gathering and many other games out there like the newly released Keyforge. Unfortunately, he's stepping away from the game and selling off his entire collection of Magic the Gathering cards, memorabilia, and the such. He's still a tournament organizer and a businessman at the LGS that he goes to, but it's an unfortunate shame that we're losing such a great person and personality for the game, mainly to the understanding of the amount of greed and everything that's behind the latest release of Ultimate Masters. I've been following Mike since his long days a long time ago. He's only been doing this for a year, and he's over 14,000 subs in the world for Magic the Gathering. And as you can see, he's quite the personality, but all that personality makes up for all the comedy and entertainment. And I hope going forward he will do things. Hopefully he's still doing things within the game somewhere down the line. Maybe at one point when Wizards of the Coast can get their ass out of their head, they can figure out that what they've done to the game has destroyed many people. People are starting to turn away from this game. It's one of the greatest games that are out there. It was the first TCG. It's still going to be a force to be reckoned with, but to keep your game on the back of the whales does it no good. The bubble's going to burst, and everyone's been saying this for a while. We've already seen corrections in some of the reserved list cards if you follow Rudy at Alpha Investments. Once again, it's a shame that we're losing such a profound person of the game, someone that truly, truly loved the game and unfortunately has to walk away from it. That's what I got this week for This Week in Magic. If I missed any stories that you think should be noteworthy, put it down in the comments below. Let me know what I've missed. Maybe I can try and get more out there. You know, my Twitter DMs are open. You can also reach me on Discord through many of the servers that we probably likely share. Anyway, this has been This Week in Magic with your host, Cinder Shadow. Thanks for watching.